Garcelle is great for the show, but I think we know how Rinna really feels.
I feel Garcelle and Sutton are just two great additions. I mean, they've been around 2, 3, 4 seat, whatever, but like they're still new compared to they're both great. They're not going anywhere. Garcelle and Sutton are doing the job.
They're awesome. Yeah, I love them.
I think Crystal is probably, I don't know if they would just let Dorit go. I think they would let someone else go with her. And I think Crystal is in the second seat of danger. That's my opinion. If we have to pick a second person.
Yeah.
Kyle, Diana, I mean, it's just that, Diana, Sutton, Kyle, Sutton's authentic. And I've said that before, and everyone's probably tired of me saying it, but she's not acting. Quirky, sure. A little different than some of us, sure, but it is all authentic. And so, I mean, that's why I like her. Whether you love her or hate her, she's not manipulating the situation. Like when Diana was like, I don't believe you. I mean, I have to say, for everyone who hates Diana, she's not going anywhere. She's not getting fired. I'm sorry.
I know you always say that.
I don't think so. She's not. Look what she's bringing. Everyone's talking about her. And I will say, I think next season when she comes back, she's going to get a favorable edit. You watch. I am sorry. One of the most hated housewives in the history of housewives is Erica Jane. And if they can go from I'm not saying people love her, but no one's really hating on her this season. Trust me, the power of the edit, they're going to do Diana right. They're not just going to say, come back for the whole world to hate you again. They're going to come back and give her an edit that is just like, who is this woman? You just watch. Yeah. I'm not Bethany. I don't know everything. I am wrong. You don't need to DM me and say you're wrong, because I'm admitting that I'm wrong like all the time, but I don't think I'm not wrong about this stuff. So just watch.
All right. I love it. Big RHOBH week.
Speaking of Bethany, speaking of Miss Frank.
Oh my God. Okay, go on, because I didn't understand a lick of this. Go on.
So Bethany, she's on her TikTok and she's, doing this video and saying, this is why I left Roni, which, mind you, I thought we talked about this. I thought we've had this grand statement before. I mean, she's basically saying like, for all of you that say I left because of money, I didn't leave because of money. I left because I wanted to. I believe that. And she's like, if I stayed, I would have stayed for money only. So I believe that I believe, like, she didn't want to be there. She definitely didn't want to be there. So she would have stayed for money. They would have said, here's a number you can't say no to, because everyone has a price. I have a lot of prices, guys. Give me money, name your price. I'm going to say yes. So she would have stayed for money. I get it. And she's like, I didn't leave because of money. That's what you all have wrong. I left because I basically hated it there. I believe that. Then I agree with you. It got very convoluted and it didn't make any sense.
I didn't even gather. I don't know if you want me to play. Like,
I mean, you could, because I mean, I read it and I could. She's basically also saying like there's a clause that was put into the contract, which is really because of Lisa Vanderpump and Nene Leakes.
Money. If I had stayed, it would have been because of the money. I left because I wanted to leave. I was ready to leave.
Can you even hear it?
Yeah.
Deal point as my
technicality. It's like no one gets that.
Someone very close to me, and I went to work when the show came back. I didn't want to. Pros play hurt. I'm a professional. I show up on time. I deliver. That's my reputation in business. So there was a new point, and this new deal term was because of housewives in different cities who just decided not to film because they didn't like other people, because they were at odds. So they decided not to film. So it affects the quality of the show. So this became something where they had to add this into all contracts, just like the Bethany clause named after me. This new point said that if you don't appear in an episode, then you won't be paid for it, which does make sense. It just doesn't make sense for me, because I already knew that the production company said we'd never air an episode without you. They told me that directly. I have receipts. And I already knew that I'm a professional, and there would just be no situation where I wouldn't show up for work. But sometimes these little things, if you're thinking of leaving and you don't want to be there, I'm the type of person that one thing will give me an excuse. So I said no. And the reason for that term was housewives in other cities who weren't filming. They just decided not to
What?
film. And
Do
that
you-
was
So,
Okay,
Okay.
it rambles on after this.
first of
Do
all,
you
she's also
understand-
feeling herself about the Bethany clause, but okay, girl. I mean, there is a clause named after her. No, but basically there's that clause that's like the Nene leaks, like Lisa Vanderpump clause, where like Nene got like millions of dollars her season and never showed up and was in like 5 episodes, and Lisa Vanderpump didn't show up. So they changed it now. They changed it. The contracts are changed because of Nene and Lisa, where it says like, you know, if you decide you're not in an episode, the episode airs that week and you are not there because, you know, Lisa won't film with Kyle or Nene won't film with whoever, you're not getting paid. So whatever, so it's like paid per episode. And it comes out to like, you know, Candy makes 2.8. It comes out to your regular salary, but any week you don't want to film and be in the episode at all, you are going to be docked your pay. And it's really because of Lisa Vanderpump and Nene. But she's actually saying, well, I never missed an episode because players play hurt. That was her exact words we just heard.
Yes.
And I never missed an episode. And Dennis died, and but I would never miss an episode. So therefore, she would never get docked the money. So you should just sign this because like it doesn't apply to you if you're never, like, I'll never miss a show. I mean, I've done this show through COVID twice. I've done this show through, you know, a little nip and tuck here and there. Hello, we have to keep ourselves looking young. Like I am one of those people, like truly, unless I have food poisoning or like my leg is cut off, or, you know, my sister was just hit by a car and is on her deathbed, like I show up. So to me, if there was a clause, so she's saying like, I'll show up no matter what. So then why does this clause matter? She's saying it's almost like her argument is like,
I don't get
wrong.
that. Wait a minute. I don't understand the argument because she's saying she quit the show on a technicality. So what was the technicality that you
That
don't
she didn't want this clause, because this clause is now in every housewife's contract that
Okay.
you will be docked. Say she's making $2 million, you will be docked. So 2 million divided by 10, let's just keep it easy, 200,000 an episode. So if you are not in last night's episode of RHONY, because you said, I hate, you know, Ramona, and I'm not going to, you know, the Berkshires to Dorinda's to film. I'm not going. Well, the episode comes out and you are nowhere to be found on the episode. That happened with Nene and Lisa Vanderpump a lot. So they changed it. So if you're making $2 million, just keeping it simple, and there's 10 episodes and you make 200,000 an episode, you make 0 for that episode. Your salary is now 1.8 instead of 2 million. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So she's like, I'm not signing that because I'm not going to be documented. But she's saying, I will show up no matter what. So really, girl, you don't have to worry about this clause because she just said, I will show up. That she's saying, and that clause will never apply to me. So she was just mad that it was in there because it will never apply to her. I argue the opposite. As a lawyer, if it's never going to apply to you, just sign it. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like if it's never going to apply to you, like if someone said you're going to be docked your pay, David, if you don't show up to do the recording.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll sign that. That's not my sticking point because I'll never miss this show for these lovely 20 somethings that listen here every day. So her argument is, but she's saying like,